Hey guys, welcome back. So I got a fun little project today. We're going to be making an herb stripper. I've got a design in mind that I want to use. What we're going to be doing is going to pick up some black walnut. I found some on Facebook Marketplace, somebody that milled it himself. So we're going to pick up some of that. Then we're going to shape it. We're going to plane it down. We're going to clean it up. And then I have some food grade beeswax that I'm going to be putting over the top of it to make it water resistant. Now this shouldn't take too long. It should be a quick little fun project. So we're going to go pick up that black walnut and get started. These are the two that I picked up. I paid about $44 for the two boards. I like that they have rounded edges, some live edges, and some nice grain. I'm going to make sure that the board is level on the miter saw, and then we're going to cut a 12-inch section. Now we're going to plane the board out with the Delta Portable Planer. The board is currently 1 1/8 inches. We want it to be down to about 3/4 of an inch. Now with the planer, you're going to start it out at the same width as the board and slowly start removing ridges and planing the surface of the board itself until we get to the desired thickness. This planer and the miter saw I just used were part of a group of woodworking equipment that I picked up from my parents' house in Indiana. I made a video about that. I'll leave that link above and below. Now that we are at 3/4 of an inch, we're going to be using 120 grit sandpaper and start to knock down some of the grooves and ridges that the planer kind of put into the board. Now for coming up with the design, I decided on a leaf. I thought it was very unique and kind of went with our logo, and it gave you a nice handle for a stem. Now I cut this out of cardboard and I'm going to use that to trace it onto the board itself before I start cutting it out with the jigsaw. So I don't want to ruin the shape, and I want to account for any sort of error that I might make. So I'm going to cut outside the line, give myself a little distance, and then I'll use a sander to sculpt it and get it closer to the line and shape it a little bit better. Now we're going to be back at it with the 120 grit sandpaper on the mouse sander. We are going to be sculpting it, getting the edges as close to that line as we can, smoothing it out and making sure everything is even. Now we're going to move on to our 220 grit sandpaper on the mouse sander. We're going to continue sanding it, sculpting out the edges, making sure everything is smooth and even, rounding the sharp edges, and just giving it a very nice polished finish. We know at the widest point it's 3 inches, so we're going to put a dot there, draw our center line, and this center line is where all the holes are going to be drilled. Now that's set, we're going to find out where our holes are going to go. So first I'm going to tell you that we are going to be doing 8 separate holes in a variety of different sizes. We're going to start out with 5/8, 1/2, 5/32, 3/8, 1/4, 13/64, 5/32, and then an 1/8. So each one of those is the bit size. Now I'm going to put those into a decimal form and add them together, and I get 2.7031. Now the holes are going to be spread out over about 6 inches, so I want them to be spaced evenly. So I'm going to take 6 inches and subtract the total area of the bits, which comes out to be 3.2969. Now this is going to be the actual space between the holes, and there's going to be 9 spaces. So we're going to divide this by 9, and we're going to get 0.3663. The nearest fraction is going to be about 3/8. But the problem is 3/8 is going to be a little bit bigger, so we are going to be extending beyond the 6 inches. Now that's all figured out and the holes are all marked. We're going to start drilling the holes themselves. Once it all was marked and drilled out, I decided last minute I was going to add one more hole at the end, and I'm going to use a 5/64 bit. And we're going to come over the top with that 220 grit sandpaper and sand everything down, get rid of any sort of raised edges caused from the drilling. The last hole we're going to add is a 1/4 inch hole into the handle so we can run some leather through and create a strap. Now for the final sanding, we're going to be using 320 grit sandpaper to give it a nice smooth final finish. Once it's all done, we're going to rinse it off and let it dry to make sure it's completely dust free before we add our wood wax. We're using a beeswax and mineral oil blend from Lancaster Cast Iron that's specifically formulated for cutting boards and butcher blocks. Now we're going to put this on here. It is food grade, so we'll put it on pretty liberally and let it sit for between 6 and 8 hours. Now it's been sitting for about 7.5 hours. We are going to wipe off all of the excess and clean it up. Now the last thing for us to do is to add our leather strap. I'm using a 4mm cowhide leather strap that we're going to run through our hole in the base of the stripper, and then we're going to tie a knot on the end, creating a loop. Alright guys, that is it. A nice, easy, fun little project. I think it turned out really, really well. The only thing that I would say is make sure that you spend the time on the sanding. I think that made the world of difference. Once I switched over to that 320 grit sandpaper, all of the blemishes and the things I was really concerned about when I was just using the 220, really, it just buffed it right out. It's really smooth. It's great quality wood. It's a fantastic wood, being black walnut. The only thing that I would say that I would like to do different would be maybe when going into the holes, maybe take some sandpaper into the holes or even a Dremel just to kind of clean them out a little bit with a little sandpaper Dremel. But other than that, that's my only real chief complaint. It was easy. It was fun. It's going to get a lot of use, especially over the summer once we start growing our own herbs. But I'll finish out the video by showing you how to use it, because I do have some rosemary, so we'll pop that through because I'll use that for dinner tonight. And then I have an upcoming video where I'm going to be making sauerkraut, but I'm going to be doing things a little different. I'm going to be using kale in that case, and then a Napa cabbage as well. But I'm going to try to run the kale through the largest hole because that's what that one's meant for. So if you have any questions, leave them below. If you like my plans, let me know as well. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you soon.